For over a decade, the $60 video game operated as an unwritten law of consumer economics. Consumers budgeted around it, and publishers fiercely protected it as the ceiling for a new release. That ceiling has officially collapsed. A catastrophic database leak from Fnac, a heavily regulated European retail giant, exposed the internal pricing structure for the most anticipated release of the decade. The leaked documents expose a distinct SKU, a specific alphanumeric code utilized by logistics networks to track actual physical inventory. The listed standard edition price is exactly €79.99. Because it is highly specific and unrounded, we can mathematically eliminate the possibility of this being a generic placeholder price. But the leak revealed a secondary, much larger shockwave. The top-tier collector's edition commands an astronomical asking price of $230. Historically, premium tiers included intricate physical merchandise. But recent industry efficiency drives have hollowed out these packages. Publishers are increasingly removing the actual physical game discs from premium collectors' boxes and replacing them with a single-use digital download code. This raises a difficult question for the consumer. How does a global publisher justify a $230 upfront cost while omitting the physical media you are actually paying to own? To understand the reasoning here, we have to look past consumer grievance and analyze the brutal reality of compounding global inflation over the last 10 years. This chart shows the sheer scale of the shift. In 2013, the production budget for Grand Theft Auto V sat at roughly $265 million. The projected budget for Grand Theft Auto VI is estimated at an astronomical $2 billion. To populate this world, the studio is integrating staggeringly expensive generative AI models. These models require massive computing power to dictate the individual behaviors of tens of thousands of unique digital citizens. Then you calculate the variable costs. Sustaining a persistent online universe requires constant, massive server infrastructure to handle tens of millions of concurrent players interacting simultaneously. Under the weight of these development costs and a weakened global dollar, legacy pricing models have become mathematically impossible for a project of this scale. The $80 price tag is the absolute baseline required to physically sustain a $2 billion digital ecosystem. Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick has long operated on a pragmatic philosophy. Because massive open-world titles provide hundreds of hours of interactive entertainment, they are actually underpriced when compared to a trip to the cinema. This graph visualizes a microeconomic principle known as inelastic demand. It occurs when a change in price has little to no impact on the quantity consumers demand. This franchise possesses the unique cultural gravity required to force a price shock without significantly hurting pre-orders. Despite widespread online protests regarding the leaked cost, that gravity virtually guarantees the publisher a billion-dollar opening weekend. Console manufacturers are actively weaponizing this exact release window. They are aligning the launch of $700 hardware upgrades to release alongside this software drop. Achieving a stable 60 frames per second with advanced ray tracing on a modern engine requires this premium hardware. The base consoles simply lack the processing power to run the game at its highest fidelity. When you combine a premium console, state taxes, and a $230 collector's edition, a single game can consume a player's entire $1,000 entertainment budget. While the consumer base actively panics over the leaked pricing, institutional investors on Wall Street are reacting with euphoria. This area graph illustrates lifetime value. A higher base entry price exponentially multiplies the long-term revenue generated by millions of online players who will continue to spend on microtransactions for the next decade. If the market absorbs this $80 barrier without a major sales crash, rival publishers producing ubiquitous sports and shooter franchises will adopt the exact same standard within 18 months. This creates a vacuum in the market. When an average consumer allocates their entire annual gaming budget to one $80 title and its associated hardware, they stop purchasing the 3 or 4 smaller games that usually fill their year. That lack of cash flow starves mid-tier studios who rely on that leftover discretionary spending to remain solvent. Without that capital, these studios face an increased risk of closure or forced consolidation as the market narrows around a few blockbusters. The medium is bifurcating. Day one gaming is becoming a premium luxury for a specific socioeconomic class, while everyone else is pushed toward delayed, subscription-based access. The era of affordable gaming is over.